Are you tired of spinning your wheels on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, feeling as if you're screaming out into the void and your dream clients are just not noticing you? What if I told you that there is a platform, and it's not a secret platform? You know this already since you are on my channel, but that is where your dream clients are actively searching for someone like you. And by not leveraging LinkedIn, you are actually making it way harder to attract your dream clients than it needs to be. So today, I'm breaking down why LinkedIn is the place for you to be if you're a coach and service provider, so that you can really start making the impact that you are here to make and that you can start attracting your dream clients without burning out. So if you come across me for the very first time, my name is Josefine Wanner, and I'm a former corporate executive turned entrepreneur and business growth strategist. And I help my clients to grow highly engaged audiences on LinkedIn to really show up on LinkedIn, because that is what's necessary. I honestly believe that you probably don't really have a sales problem. What you have is a visibility problem. And today we're going to change that, because LinkedIn is probably the secret ingredient that you need to really have a breakthrough year in your business. Oh, by the way, if you're just starting out, or maybe you have a dormant account on LinkedIn and really need to spice it up, spruce it up, then I have a LinkedIn mastery checklist. I will add the link underneath here so you can just grab it. It's a free checklist that you can download and you can start updating your profile instantly. You find the link underneath in the description. You know, when you are on Instagram or on TikTok and you start scrolling, right? And you get stuck into watching all of these interesting and funny videos. Well, people are on LinkedIn with a totally different mindset. LinkedIn is not about entertaining or, passive scrolling. It is about professional intent. People are there to invest, to learn, to become thought leaders or to listen to thought leaders and to find solutions to their problems. And that is why it makes it perfect for you to be there if you're not already there, to start building your personal brand and to grow as the coach and service provider that you are. LinkedIn is the #1 platform in the world for business-to-business connections, and it has over 1 billion users across the world. However, only 2%, not even 2% of all of these 1 billion users post content regularly. That means that it gives you a perfect opportunity to show yourself and to post content, because there is a deficit of real great content on LinkedIn. So think about that. On Instagram or TikTok, I'm not on TikTok, so I can't really speak about that, but on Instagram, to really make a difference there, you have to post daily, you have to do stories, you have to do reels and whatnot, right? But on LinkedIn has a totally different definition of consistency. You see, with that 2% posting once per week, if you would then add 2 or 3 times per week to that, you will be amongst like the top 1% of everyone who's on LinkedIn with ease, with the content that you already have, or by creating simple content. Because LinkedIn is still a text-based platform. It does boost videos at the moment. So if you can start adding videos, you will have an advantage in comparison to many others. But remember, it is still a text-based platform, which makes it so much easier to be there. You don't have to have any fancy videos or any fancy gear. What you need is a mobile phone, and what you also need is to start writing. That's it. That's all you need. So if you show up with a solid strategy, your dream clients will start noticing you. But you might be asking, well, are my ideal clients really on LinkedIn? Well, let's start with the demographics. So if you look at the kind of like the average age of people who are on LinkedIn, the average age of everyone who's on LinkedIn is 35 years and above. If you compare that to Instagram, for example, there the average age is 21 years old. So depending on if you're attracting a younger clients, like a younger population, then Instagram might be the better solution for you. But if you're attracting a little bit more grown-up audience, then you have to be on LinkedIn, because that is where they are. And also, if you think about it, on Instagram and on Facebook, everyone posts there, even those who are not there to do business. People don't do that on LinkedIn unless it has a business purpose. And the business purpose is to grow their personal brand and to grow their visibility. Also, if we look into the buying power, in fact, LinkedIn has on average the highest income level compared to any other platform out there. This isn't an audience that is there to doom scroll. They are there to actually find a solution to their problem. Here's something that many people also don't really consider, that when you create content for Instagram or TikTok or the other platforms, it usually has a lifespan of just a couple of hours. You post something and then it's gone. On LinkedIn, however, posts continue to grow over a longer period of time. You can actually see that your posts grow with more impressions over weeks. And if we then look into if you would start creating newsletters, for example, on LinkedIn, what that does is that it ranks super high up on SEO. So when someone Googles what it is, the problem that you just wrote about in your LinkedIn newsletter, it has a high probability of that article actually showing up as the top content on Google. So instead now of landing on homepages or blog posts or things like that, they actually now land on LinkedIn newsletters. So you will be super easy to find. So it's like planting seeds for something that will actually grow over time. And if you just pause this video and you open another browser and you just add your name into the browser, you start Googling you, what will happen is that your LinkedIn account will probably come up as the top 3, if not even the top 1, if you Google yourself. And if you would press that LinkedIn button to your profile, do you like what it is that you're seeing? Is that what you want people to see when they Google you for the first time? If not, then it's time to optimize your profile. You already know the importance of building know, like, and trust, right? To set you aside as the expert that you really are. So LinkedIn lets you showcase your expertise as in no way like any other platform. Because what happens when you, for example, just comment on someone else's post, people will see that and they might follow you. They will see that you are very active on LinkedIn. That has happened to me several times where people say, oh, we are very active on LinkedIn, see you everywhere. And before, when I quit my corporate job in 2019, that would have scared the crap out of me because I am not a born LinkedIn user. I'm not a born social media person. I was super afraid of LinkedIn and social media when I started my own entrepreneurial journey. It is maybe a story for another day, but just so that you know, I am not the person who just started by posting selfies of myself on LinkedIn. Absolutely not. It was a journey and it was a step that I had to overcome those challenges. And that is also why I'm here, because I want to help you take those steps way faster than I did myself, because I know that the key to success, to build and grow a successful coaching business, is through showing up on LinkedIn. Because it's really where you build authority and where you set yourself aside, where people really see you, right? People see you on LinkedIn. They don't necessarily see you on Instagram. They would have to search for you on Instagram. And that is because the algorithm is different. The algorithm on LinkedIn is so different currently compared to the other platforms. On the other platforms, what they show is based on your interest. And that is when you have, stopped a little bit too long on a video and you see similar videos over and over again in your feed. You don't necessarily see videos or content from your colleagues, friends, connections, family. You actually just see content on those other platforms based on your interest. On LinkedIn, it's different. There you can still kind of like control the algorithm a little bit. I'm not saying that you can really control the algorithm, because when you think you have figured it out, they obviously change it. Whenever you post something, it first gets shown to your first level degree of connections. If they like what it is that you're doing, it is then pushed out to the next level, and that is your second degree connections. And that is why it's so important that you have a highly engaged audience, because if no one likes and engages in your content, then that will send a signal to LinkedIn that your content is not worth sharing. And that is why it's so important that when you build your connections, your list of connections, don't just focus on the number of connections, rather focus on the right people to connect with. And I have a video about that, and I will add the link to that one so you can dive a little bit deeper into that too. I think it has been like in the old school that people said, oh, you have to have 10,000 followers before you can do anything on LinkedIn or before you can do anything on any other social media platform. But that's just not true. It is about the quality of your connections, not the quantity of connections. I can take one of my clients as an example. It's Anette. And when she came to me, she had 500-600 something connections on LinkedIn. And she said, I want to get paid public speaking gigs with 500-600 connections. So I started to help her to really post regularly. And for her, that was a challenge because she had a very busy schedule. She was traveling a lot. She's a serial entrepreneur, so she has a lot of things to do. So it was important to find a schedule that really works for her whenever she had time to be there and show up and to start engaging with her audience. And yes, that really helped her. Within just a few weeks, she closed the one public speaking gig after the other. So it's not about the number of connections you have. It is really about the quality of the connections that you have. So let's quickly recap. LinkedIn is the number one platform. And if you are not yet there, you need to jump on the wagon. You can't just miss the train, right? Why don't you start by downloading my mastery checklist? I will add the link, as I said already, underneath here, and then you work through that. And if you have any questions, then please add them in the comment section below so that I can follow up on that, because that makes it so much easier for me to actually create content that you really need. And I was thinking that the content for the next week's video is about the top 3 mistakes I see that coaches and service providers make on LinkedIn so that you can stop doing those or avoid doing them altogether. So there I was, editing the video, realizing that the screen had frozen, so I couldn't use the outro that I had prepared. But what I wanted to say was that LinkedIn is the place to be because it's so much easier to stand out there in comparison to any other platform. And if you aren't there already, it is definitely time to get over there right now. I know we talk a lot about getting clients, but it's also about attracting other opportunities that you might not even think are there right now. I've been invited to super intimate events that I hadn't even had the opportunity to be in. I wouldn't even know about them, and they wouldn't have known about me either. So make sure you dust off your LinkedIn profile and start engaging there. And if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do that. I am heading towards 500 subscribers, and my goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers soon. I know I can't do that if I don't deliver any videos, but I also can't do that without any engaging subscribers. So make sure you add your questions, give your likes, give your comments, and that will help me to create content. Thank you so much and see you soon again.